win versus the Brooklyn Nets. There's still a ton of questions on the table, but they end the Nets win streak with the 121-112 win. Pat the Designer in the building. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Welcome in to the Chicago Bulls post-game show. Let's go. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze post-game show of the Chicago Bulls. Like I said, the Bulls have ended the Brooklyn Nets win streak here at 12 as they come out and do a good job on both ends. We want you guys to call in to the show. I'm going to make sure this is the right one here. Hold up. I feel like that's not... Oh, here we go. Boom. I had the old call-in number on there, man. Want y'all to call into the show, man. 773-900-8097. We want to hear from y'all as we got Stefan the Don in the building. Steph, the Bulls got a dub, my boy.
Bulls got a dub.
Bulls got a big dub. What'd you see tonight that you liked from this team? What'd you see tonight that you disliked from this team? How do you feel about this team moving forward? They're now 5-1. Or 6-1, I'm sorry, versus the top teams in the Eastern Conference. What are your thoughts?
I mean, well, they basically came out and basically what I said at the beginning of the game rang true. I mean, get them on the boards. Vucci pretty much had, what did he have tonight? 21 and 21 and 13. Also 2 blocks. Katie's gonna do what Katie's gonna do. They shot 32% from 3. I'm not gonna lie to you. Royce O'Neal going out there and doing what we like to call getting active, pretty much helped them tonight. But outside of that, I mean, Io came up, did what he had to do. P. Will didn't get his 10 shots, only had 8 shots, but 6 or 8 from the floor, 22 points.
Yeah.
And pretty much played as good a defense as you can play on Kevin Durant. They pulled this one out. I'm still confused by this team. This is a good dub, but hey.
Aren't we all, dog? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Aren't we all at the end of the day? Hey, if you guys are in here right now, man, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Want to hear from you guys as well. Your young guys set up they really set the stage for you, right? P. Will had 22, 7 and 2 tonight. Really the kind of game that we want to see. Io DeSumo chipping in, by the way, with 17, 7 and 1. Really good game for your young players. Now, Zach LaVine did not have a game that you would hope for. I thought that there was some interesting moments in that fourth quarter where DeMar just kind of went into his game and started taking shots. It looked like Zach seemed a little upset, but it does not cause a rift at this point. It is kind of interesting to see off of the heels of the K.C. Johnson article about Zach questioning his role. But we got the calls piling in here. We're going to go to the phone lines, man. Let's start it off out in the 773. Let's go out to the line, man. Yo, what's going on? Hello? Hold on. Oh, my bad. Go ahead again with it. Oh, there we go.
I don't have nothing, bro.
Hey, listen. One night in a row is great. One night in a row is great. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear Shay?
Nah, I can't.
You can't hear him? Hold
Nah,
on.
I can't hear him.
Hold up. Shay been talking this whole time. Let me see what's going on here. Let me hold on, Shay. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Should be able to. I got that up. I got that up. Hold on. Give me a second. Gotta figure out this. I ain't done this in a while. No, that's the main. Don't do that. Max headphones. That's me. USB through. Hey man, we trying to figure it out again. Talk, Shay. Say something. Can y'all hear him?
Nah.
No, can't hear him. All right, we're gonna work through it, Shay. I'm gonna put you on hold real quick. I'm gonna try and work through some of this. We're gonna keep the show going. Just stay on the line, brother. Stay on the line. Yeah, my bad, y'all. I ain't done the phone line in a minute. It's weird that it's not working though. It should be going through. It's going through the headphones, going through. Anyway, Ringo, run down some stats for the night, man. Run down what you saw tonight from both teams in this mug as I try to figure this mug out right now.
Yeah, man, I got you. So tonight, man, pretty much Bulls shot 43 81, 53% from the field. Net shot 45, 3-pointers. Bulls shot 8 for 20, 40%. Net shot 32. Free throws 27 to 29. Pretty much, and we saw like the last 2 minute reports that we kind of figured that was gonna happen. Bulls, like I said, this game they had to dominate on the boards, 46 to 34 in terms of rebounding, 6 offensive rebounds to the Nets 5. They did have 21 assists. They did have 21 assists, but 52 points in the paint. I feel like was the difference in this game, along with the rebounding. Like I said, I really didn't like the last, I want to say, 3 minutes of that game, especially with the last couple of sequences with DeMar and Zach, and then you couple that with the fact he kind of misses those shots. I mean, you're up 13. Seth Curry comes down, pretty much got hot in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Comes down, you're up 13. He knocks down the 2 threes. Now it's down to 7 still with 3 minutes left in the game. If Royce O'Neal hits those shots, I mean, we I know if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, but that's exactly what I think you're talking about
Yeah.
when you say, you got to keep the ball movement, and you got to keep the ball moving, and so on and so forth. You got to kind of get back to the offense. That's the only thing I would want to nitpick with this game. But they won the game, so
I mean, and that's what it comes down to, right? Like at the end of the day, it's all about coming away with a win in this mug. Man, let's try this one more time. Let me see if I can hear him now. Let's go back out to Shay. Shay, you still there? Can y'all hear him?
I heard
Check, check.
something. I heard
I
something.
hear you. Can you hear me? Not, I can't. It's not coming up on the stream. What the heck is going on, bro? This is irritating the heck out of me. Talk now. Can y'all hear him? Y'all can't hear him. The phone line's tweaking tonight, man.
Nah, yeah, I can't hear him, bro.
I hear him. I know he's there. My bad, Shay. We gon' I'm
I started to hear something right there, but
yeah, I think it's just from my headphones, dog. All right. We gonna put the phones on mute. I'll let y'all know if I get this mug up or not. My bad, Shay. I hear you, but the chat can't hear you. So I'm a call back in if we get this mug right, man. Give me a second here. This mug tweaking, man. This mug tweaking. This is irritating the heck out of me. Hey, here we go. At the end of the day, right? Bulls come up with a good win. What does this mean moving forward? Like that, I think that's about this. Like you have no idea what this means. You have no idea.
nobody knows what it means. It's provocative. Gets people going.
You know what I mean? Like honestly, it's one of those things where you literally are just looking at this and you're just like, man, like I really have no idea if this is this Bulls team moving forward or not. And that's really what it's been for a good chunk of this, right? And I think that's your biggest problem when you're looking at this team, that you just don't have the answers on this team. All right. Like, and you don't have the answers on Zach LaVine. You don't know if Zach LaVine is a good fit. You don't know if he's playing well. You don't know if so maybe it's something going on in here. Hold on, let me check this. Maybe that's what's going on. You don't know how this team is going to build off of this. And I don't think that there has been a build off of these wins in the slightest. You know what I mean?
Absolutely there hasn't. And the thing with it is because, like, yo, like, they were like, oh, well, we're 8-1 against these teams, which is cool. But then it's like, okay, you turn around and then like you let the Jazz hang around, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we didn't take the Jazz series serious, or we didn't take Detroit serious, or we didn't take this team serious. It's like, yo, like, okay, so you telling me without because at first this was the thing. At first is, oh, we didn't have Lonzo, so this is gonna happen, and then it's like, oh, Aldo can run a decent point, so technically we don't need him to beat these elite teams, and that was like, oh, like you guys are losing or part team, just like now, like really, what's the issue? Because you come off beating the Nets, and then I promise you, when y'all play Philly, Joel Embiid's been dominant. Y'all won't carry this performance into that game. I mean, like, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but correct me if I'm wrong. We ain't seen it off of any type of game like this.
What I will say is this, and what probably is the one thing to me that I look at as the most interesting thing, right? The part of this team that I'm looking at and I'm saying, hey, maybe we're seeing something here that just hasn't happened the last couple of games. This is a good win off of 2 games that we felt like the Bulls should have won. This is a good win off of 2 games that we felt like the refs took away from the Bulls. But there's been too many of these moments that we haven't built off of it. There's been too many of these moments where we haven't taken it to the next level. There's been too many of these moments where we haven't gotten our team to that next step. And that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. If we knew we could eliminate these moments, I would feel better about this win tonight. We should feel like at the end of the day with this team, right, that, hey, we came off of these 2 games that we could have won versus Cleveland and the refs stole them from us. This is a good win versus a team that won 12 straight. But I don't.
Nah.
Hey, he will play the best game we've seen all season from him, offensively and defensively. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like, oh yeah, we got the answers now. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. That's the concern with this team. I love that Io played well tonight. I love that P. Will played well tonight. I love that, right? Like the Bulls played well defensively, moved the ball. Goran Dragic kind of forced a lot of action. And I do want to talk about that as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us, man. I don't know what's going on with the phone lines. I'm gonna have to test that mess out.
The phone line just tripping tonight, y'all.
Phone lines are tripping. It could be my soundboard. I am in need of a new soundboard, so maybe this is my excuse to actually go buy one, I guess. But I think that the thing that you have to look at to me with this team is that you're starting to see over the last few games, and we have seen that, where the Bulls are running an offense that's working. The Bulls are starting to get this offense clicking in the right direction. They're still having those moments where there's too many scoring droughts, right? I mean, you went on a 6-minute scoring drought tonight, and that's how the Brooklyn Nets got back in this game. And then on the flip side of that, right, you went on another 3-minute scoring drought. It just so happened to coincide with a time where you were holding the Nets to a 3-minute scoring drought.
Absolutely.
So,
And I feel like is it just me, or is it like, yeah, they're winning these games, but it's like it's been a caveat to these games though, like Atlanta shooting historically bad this year. The Bucks, no Chris Middleton, stuff like that, and those are games like, yeah, you're supposed to win those games, but it's like, yo, outside of that, can you at least show me something? Because at least now we know, like, scoring ain't the issue. The Bulls is putting up 115 at a time, and then it's like, also, not only that, I don't understand how when I go on Bulls Twitter, when I see them on TikTok, it's all, oh man, we lose these games because Billy didn't do this. Billy didn't. At this point, they win a game, they drop a game, they win a game, they drop a game, they win a game, they drop a game, and you telling me that that's on Billy?
and I think the thing for me is that you're seeing this team start to seemingly buy into what Billy's talking about. right? Like they're starting to buy into what Billy Donovan has asked them to do. They're starting to buy in to what Billy Donovan has said. Hey, this is how we get to that next level. They're starting to buy into Billy Donovan's offense defensively. And there's still some questions.
Yeah, I don't think they have, bro. I got to disagree with you on that. That they bought in.
Fam,
When
the first half.
if they bought in, if they bought in, I'm not saying that every problem's fixed, but you don't see them drop that. You don't see them dropping like you don't see them dropping games. Whereas, oh, we played good today, and then it's like, oh, everything that we did in this next game, we're not finna do that. Or everything we did in this Boston game, we're not finna do that against X, Y, and Z team. Like I can't sit there and say that they bought in.
But I'll say this offensively, I'm saying they bought in, right? The Bulls have
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Bulls have no problem scoring. But the thing is, that was the issue, right? We kept looking at this offense. We were like, why the heck are they running a one-on-one offense? Why are they just taking his shot, my shot, his shot, my shot? I would say probably since that Bucks game, since the loss to the Rockets, you've seen the Bulls run more of an offense, and it's been in and out, right? Like it hasn't been consistent. There's been moments where DeMar goes one-on-one, but those moments are always going to exist. No team that has a scorer like DeMar is ever going to just run a straight up complete system style offense the entire time. But what I think that could be an issue, what I think that has been an issue with this team is that you don't see them have that same buy-in on the defensive level or that same effort on the defensive level night in and night out, right? Again, like that last Cleveland game to me, it was officiated so poorly. That's a caveat to me. But that Rockets game, defensively, weak. Knicks games, defensively, weak. The Hawks game that they lost, defensively, weak, right? Like there's a lot that goes into that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that plays into that where this team can score with anybody.
Bro, they just put up 121 with the Nets.
In the loss to the Cavaliers, they put up 134.
Like
they can score with anybody. How are you gonna get a stop? That's what it comes down to. That's the biggest word. That's the biggest thing that I think you have to focus in on. El Harry says is caveat the word of the day. I mean honestly, yeah, it is because that's how it feels with every Bulls.
I like
There
that,
is
El Harry, man.
there is
like
always one, right? There is always a caveat with this team. There is always a hey, the Bulls got this win, but they didn't beat the Rockets. Hey, the Bulls got this win, but they didn't get this finish. Hey, the Bulls got this win, but right, like there's always that but, or the Bulls got this loss, but
yeah, bro, yo, and I think that's what it's been all season. I mean, even last game though. I mean, it's just like, yo, at some point, please, like put it together. It's crazy because like it's like now the offense works. You don't buy in on defense, but there's been flashes of, hey, we could shut somebody down for a whole 6 minutes if we actually felt like it. And this is the thing. I can't motivate you to go play defense. I can't motivate you to go play defense. All I can say is, hey, these are the defensive schemes. This is where I want Vooch on this. This is where I want P. Will on this. Hey, I need you to go under this screen, so on and so forth. Whatever Billy's telling them to do. You gotta go. You have to go want to do that. Like and it's like you said, those times, those lapses where DeMar takes over and he has those, I'm gonna call them black hole shots, where everybody's standing around. That stuff's gonna happen. You got that. That's what's gonna happen on the defensive end. I can control all that.
Yeah,
I can control all that on the defensive end. But it's got to start there, and I feel like they haven't bought into that all season, which is why every time you see them take 2 steps forward, they're always actually 2 steps behind because you haven't bought in on that end.
Yeah, 100%. I don't disagree with you in the slightest. I think that, by the way, if you're in here right now, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily. Appreciate you guys for showing love to the channel as always, man. I think here's the big thing that to me we saw tonight, and it might be, again, word of the day, a caveat. It might be a caveat to what we saw from this team. There were moments tonight where the point guard on this team legitimately looked like he was freezing out DeMar DeRozan. Legitimately looked like he was forcing the ball away from DeMar. Legit, like when Goran Dragic was in there were 6 possessions in a row where DeMar did not touch the basketball.
Hey, but you got something out of those possessions, did you not?
You got something out of it, but then like there were moments where they do go to DeMar after that, and DeMar gets some big buckets. I think that's the way that this team is going to work best. And I saw that in the Cleveland game in the first half until they started calling that game weird, right? Like I saw that in the first half where literally it was like DeMar DeRozan was running his one-on-one offense within the Chicago Bulls running an actual offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that. I feel like that's the key to this team offensively getting to the next level. That's the key to this team offensively getting to the next step, right? Like that's the biggest thing. Like you have to figure out how to make these guys work together, whether they're going to work together well or not. It's Billy Donovan's job, no matter what's on the court, and it's the one thing that I'll credit Tom Thibodeau with. Not to say that he was the greatest coach we've ever had, blah blah blah, but tonight and the last few nights, how we've seen the Chicago Bulls running this offense is a way that I think that this offense can work long term. It's a way that I think that this offense can work. Now, I don't know if everybody's going to be happy in it, right? Like, I love that P. Will got going. I love that Io got going. They picked up the slack for Zach LaVine, who had a poor shooting night tonight. They picked up the slack for DeMar DeRozan, who for most of the night had a poor shooting night tonight and helped the Bulls get this big win. But the long-term game is, how do we keep running an offense that gets these guys involved? How do we keep running an offense that gets Vooch involved? Because Vooch played really well tonight as well. Vooch was dominating down low and knew he had the matchup that he needed to go in his favor and saw the ball a ton of times. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's the part to me that the Bulls have to key in on and focus in on and hold on to. How they played in the first half of that Cleveland game. How they played tonight in just about all of this game. The scoring, you're going to have scoring droughts. I would prefer for them not to be 6 minutes, but you're going to have scoring droughts.
Nah.
You got to figure out what to do to keep it going.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, and I think I'm gonna add on to what you said. You said some people might not like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only person that's not gonna like it is DeMar. And to be honest,
I don't know if he's not gonna like it. I think your odd man out right now is Zach.
You think so?
I mean, he had a poor shooting night tonight, so of course it's easier to say that he's your odd man out, right? Like more times than not, Zach LaVine is going to knock down some of those shots. He's going to find his shot. He's going to find his bucket. But I think that Zach is such a willing passer in an offense that actually moves that he's taking less shots.
But that's why I don't agree that he's the odd man out, because I feel like at the end of the day, he's gonna be like, hey, yeah, I want these touches, but at the same time, if we winning, P will drop. I'm not gonna say that he's gonna drop 22 every time like that, but in this head, he's probably thinking, if we're winning, P Will gives me a solid contribution, and Vooch is doing what he's doing. And we got Io engaged and everything like that. That's a W for us. Yeah. If you can't get on with that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
it's not about touches. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Y'all not over 500, so Mudge can't keep talking about, oh man, I'm not getting my touches here. I'm not doing that. What's gonna help y'all win the game?
Yeah.
What's going to help y'all win the game?
Yeah.
Vooch pretty much had the matchup the last 3 games?
Yeah.
But, hey, If you see
Well,
who's
I
got
ain't
the
gonna say
matchup,
that. He ain't had a matchup versus Jared Allen.
yeah, okay, yeah. Not
Not
Jared
that
Allen,
one.
but he got him a couple of times. He got him a couple of times.
No, he did. Hey, actually, he
Yeah,
did. Cause
but
he know Jared gonna be jumping trying to get them blocks. He gonna be jumping
oh
out of his
yeah,
face
nah,
with that one.
Jared was jumping like
Jumping like Jordan.
the
Jumping like Jordan. Jumping like Jordan.
the,
Hey,
the
I ain't heard
triangle
that song in
button
a
was
minute.
stuck. But nah. But yeah, all I'm saying is at the end of the day, this team is under 500. And I feel like at the end of the day, DeMar's going to have to adjust to the fact that right now it's not about touches. We're under 500, so we're trying to figure out what is the best way to not only get us over 500, but help us win games at a consistent level. Because
Yeah.
guess what? Kid was spot on the other night when he said, hey, we pretty much finna lose this game or the Cavs is finna come back because right now I don't like the offense that was being played. And the offense that was being played was DeMar had the ball in his hand.
But I think that was very much the same offense you saw tonight. That's what I'm saying. You literally saw Goran Dragic, like he did versus Cleveland, and Ayo Dosunmu kind of freeze out DeMar at times. Like the ball would move between four dudes. It got to a point where I was looking, I was like, oh man, DeMar's on the court. And then like he touched the ball and instantly take a shot. And I think that's the best offense the Cleveland game is so tough to me because bro, I'm telling y'all, go back, rewatch that game if you haven't done so. The officiating in that game in the third quarter,
It's abysmal.
bro, it was
I know,
amazing.
it was it was
You know
trash.
when
It was
you
trash.
know when you literally can just sit there and you can be like, listen, I'm not one of those people that think that every game in sports is being changed by gambling and stuff like that. But my God, there's such an argument right now. Like I was sitting there watching this, I was like, point shaving
Hey
at
man,
its finest.
this don't got nothing to do with
hey,
gambling. It's just the
hey,
Cavs
bro,
don't like y'all.
nah, bro, I had to pause the TV a couple of times. I was like, is Tim Donahue on the court? Is that what is he? Am I missing? Am I missing Tim? Kid, what's going on, man? The pettiest man
What's
alive in
up,
the
bro?
chat. What's happening, brother?
Nothing much, man. Nothing late day for me. I appreciate you all for sticking around long enough for me to have a couple comments. I'm gonna just go ahead and get out your way real quick.
Go.
I think the one thing that I love from the little bit I was able to see, especially second half, is the simple fact that again exploiting your mismatch. One thing that the Nets are really light at, center position.
Big
Who
man.
dominated tonight?
Vooch.
Vooch. Easy money. Like
That's
let's
it.
make the
It's a
game of
simple game.
basketball simple. Like
It's a simple
you
game.
don't we don't
It's a
have to go
simple
away
game.
from that.
It's a
So
simple game.
simple game. And then on top of that, I don't know if you all have already mentioned it, but 6 people in double digits, and we only had 9 people actually on the roster. We only had 9 people actually play.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, 9 people on the court, 6 of them in double digits, that means everybody's contributing. That means everybody's actually, you're not competing with the chairs in the audience. You're actually participating in the game. Like you're doing something. And so P. Will, I got to give him credit. 22 points. I wasn't able to see if he stuck KD the whole time.
He stuck him a good
Kind of
chunk of
don't
the
matter.
time. He stuck him a good chunk.
Chunk of the
Hey, listen,
game.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
44 points, it don't matter. You know,
P. Will did not.
It's KD, kid.
Hey,
it's
bro.
KD. You know who he is.
Hey, literally.
You
Hey,
know who he
I
is.
said, I hate that these two are on the same team because legitimately, I looked at it and I was just like, it's Kyrie. It's KD. Like, that's literally just the analysis. Like, it was a play. Kyrie literally split a double team, holding the ball in this hand and sidestepping this way.
Oh, with the lay?
Yeah, with the lay. And just
Yeah.
laid it. And I was just like, it's Kyrie.
It's Kyrie. Like, you know, there's a reason they went 11, 12 in a row. Like, it's them two. They clicking. And I just like the fact that P. Will outperform Ben Simmons.
I know.
Hey, dog, I swear to you.
I ain't heard none of y'all say his name.
Hey,
No, I did.
Nah, look, Ben had some dots, bro. Ben threw a pass where it was like a yo-yo, bro. It was like a yo-yo. He threw the pass to KD ahead of him, but he threw it like this, and it bounced back to him. Impressive. It was crazy. But I will say this as well. I like Ben Simmons a lot better now as a player because I forgot how much money he makes. I just wiped that from my memory. I flashed myself on that one. When in Men in Black Flash, hey man, that stat line look good when you make 20 mil or when you make 5 mil a year.
Now, I have been listening to the post game, a couple things that y'all brought us some great points. From my perspective, it's two, three things that I've always focused on anytime we've won or lost. And what are those three things? Come on, y'all know them by now. What is it?
Rebounds, points in the paint.
Points in the paint.
One more.
I mean,
second chance points.
Second chance points to turnovers. Now, turnovers, they beat
turnovers,
us.
Yeah.
Turnovers, they beat us. Second chance points is one that we got to look at because we got destroyed with the Cavs, and
it was it was low. I think it was like either 5 or 7. They was talking about
9
that
to 5. The Bulls outscored them 8-5 on second chance points.
But what did we do well? We hit our free throws. We got 30 free throws, by the way. So I mean, take that for what you will. We'll look like we got the calls tonight. I didn't see the entire game, but look like the calls is going today.
Listen, and I talked about this on
Locked
On today, and I talked about it during the game. I don't like what we saw tonight in the first half. Got the calls. You're right. We got the calls.
The first half was
the overcorrection is disgusting. These guys make millions of dollars because they are some of the greatest players to ever touch the court. They're some of the greatest basketball minds you've ever seen. Let the players decide what happens. The overcorrection of which Ben Simmons got smacked by DeMar DeRozan across the face. No call. Got the foul call, no flagrant. They didn't even review it. Didn't even go double check it.
KD got smacked about 5 times.
KD getting smacked, no calls. He got run under by P. Will, no call. Bulls go down the other end. Boosh turnaround, float game, hit on the elbow, instant foul. I don't want to see that either. I don't want to see the overcorrection.
I appreciate you saying that, not being a homer.
I don't. I love this team. Now listen, if we in the NBA Finals, I want to see it. But
anything to get 7. Anything to get 7.
Anything to get 7, baby. If we in the NBA Finals, I don't care.
Let me get that one.
But if we're going to enjoy basketball, I'm not here to enjoy the referees.
That's a fact. I like that.
I look at the referee. The referee should be offensive lineman. You know the best offense when you know an offensive lineman is doing his job. When I be like, man, I ain't heard his name all day.
Facts.
I ain't called his name all day. I ain't talked about that man all day. That's how I know he's just standing there protecting my quarterback. That's what the ref should be.
Yeah.
You're there to keep it judicial, not be the show.
So with that being said, though, when you do get the calls, you got to go to the line. You got to knock down the shots. Difference.
Hey, facts though. But that's like
fact.
Hey, look, that's like
I believe you, Michael.
Hey, look.
I believe you, Michael.
I believe you. Hey, that's a good one, bro. That's a bar. But if you look at it, I don't know if anyone you have mentioned this, but we had a 90, 40, 50 game. 53 from the field.
Hey, Jay, the
40%
call
from three,
in now working.
93%
call
from the
Kidd out
free
in the
throw.
chat.
We've never, how many games have we said that we had a 90, 40, 50 game, or 90, 50, 40, however whatever it's coined.
50, 40, 90.
How many times have we said that?
That is kind of crazy. We haven't said
a crazy stat line.
We never
you
brought
know what,
that up.
though? I will say this. We might have not paid attention. I'll say that. Because
I've been paying attention, bro. It's rarely do we get over 90% from the free throw line.
That's true. I give you that. That's probably usually where we end up. But
we got about 40 games in, just about. Be hard. You ain't gonna find more than 2 or 3 games where we got 90% from the free throw line.
Now you know
you're just not gonna do it.
Now you know everybody finna go back and fact check you.
But even still,
maybe
when we do have that going, are we 53% from the field? Are we 50% from the field? No, we're about 48, 49%, which is not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. But rarely does it all come together for us like that against a team like the Nets, against a team who has those stars. We outperform them on every key metric.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
The only thing that we can say they got us is, they got a few extra assists. They got a 1 or 2 steals. And they did eliminate a lot of the turnovers, but we beat them in all the things that normally beat us. And that's what leads to winning basketball. When we do well on points in the paint, on the boards, and we're knocking down free throws, and we're absolutely shooting a good percentage from 3, I don't know how many games. I'm gonna actually go and fact check that and make a video about it. But I don't think we've lost. We definitely have a winning record with all those things going for sure.
So
Every loss we've had, we know we got exposed in one of those areas. We got exposed definitely on rebounds against
Yeah.
Cleveland. I don't care what nobody said. Cleveland second chance points, we got demolished.
oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh no, it was
But-
that the second game we didn't. The first game we got absolutely destroyed which was I guess he did roll that. I saw Alex Caruso
So kid,
roll
let
his
me
ankle.
ask you this question though. What do you think is like the main reason why this team is so I want to say up and down, right? Because it's like we see this game tonight, and then it's like yeah, they beat the Nets. They ended the streak. It was at 13. But then they'll go play the Sixers, and we won't see the same thing. Like why do you think we constantly see that same effort out of this team? Because it's not like we don't know that they can't do it.
I think it's more political than not. I think at a certain
I think
point
it's
with it,
starting to creep in a little bit.
yeah, I think it's more political than not. And I say that because a lot of former players have been speaking loudly about how the NBA really works. Like you can have somebody on your bench that give your starters the business, but he don't make 30 to $50 million a year. So guess who's
Mm-hmm.
gonna get the tick, right? In this situation, I think it's very hard for them to sit there and say, to pick a direction and say, hey, we're going to facilitate through this player. Because once they make that decision, it's kind of hard to revert back. You can't say, Zach's our guy. I'm going to roll through him. We need to allow him the opportunity and space to be who we paid him to be. And then when he comes up short, you got DeMar being Superman like half the season.
Yeah.
It's very hard to make that statement. It's very hard to make that firm decision, say this is where we're going to go, and you really don't know, right? And
Yeah.
so because of that, you have teams that are like let's case in point on the Nets. Who are the stars on the Nets?
KD, Kyrie.
KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons.
No matter, not Ben Simmons is one of those people who's like,
roll that back there. Well, you
right?
know what? I'll say this.
But guess what? Because he gets
but
paid what he gets paid because he was a
makes
former
them.
defensive player of the year. You're going to put him in that starting lineup, and you're going to sit there and say, Ben's my guy. You got to. I pay him too much money. He's $40 million on the bench. You crazy.
And
You put my
traded,
$40 million player out there because that's what all the fans. It's more political.
and you traded James Harden for him.
Let's be honest. What does Ben do well? He's a point guard. He got 2 assists today.
Play defense and he got the vision.
He got you 2 assists. He got 2 assists today.
He got 2 assists today.
Yeah.
So you're not shooting well. You didn't dominate on boards. What are you doing? He has a lot of games like that.
Yeah.
But he don't play for the Bulls, so I ain't gonna smoke him like that. I don't really care. But let's be honest. If he played for the Bulls, we'd be sitting there like, yo, that's $40 million. You giving me Draymond Green stats? Come on now.
Hey, Draymond got an argument for that.
Okay,
Draymond got a max argument.
It's more so kind of like the one I always bring up with the Tony Pollard and Zeke thing, because Tony Pollard's giving you more yards, but you pay Zeke more money, so you got to play Zeke.
I think that there is that in the NBA for sure.
Football is a little different because of how physical it is and stuff like that. And as Pat will tell you, never pay a running back because you could pay. He's good today, but he's like one bad ankle injury away, or one tweak away from it not mattering.
Yeah,
right. But in basketball, like 82 games and stuff like that, it's a whole different thing. Like right now, who's our best player? Without a fact, we're gonna say DeMar because he's our best player. But who did we pay like he's our best player? Who do we want to keep? Who are we trying to build around? They all came for who?
I think it should be Zach, Io, and P. Will.
Honestly, you maintain it's gonna be DeMar Zach.
To me personally, that would be the 3 because I don't think that you give. I know that they gave Billy the extension, but I've been saying this all over TikTok. I said this like 3 times on here. I don't think you give Billy the extension without the intent of it might be possibly Io, P. Will, and Zach here as the 3.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the fact that P. Will gave you 22 points. I'm happy that he had a good game, but you I use another player just so it doesn't seem like I'm killing him. Kobe White gave me a nice little stretch where he's giving me 20, 30, this, that, and the other. Kobe White put up some buckets, but we real easy to ship him out of there because guess what? Overall, it ain't
Hey,
consistent enough.
Nah,
He don't play
it ain't
consistent
it
enough
ain't been
hey,
level.
hitting.
hey,
It ain't
not
been hitting.
I
I
say
said that
this.
earlier.
I
He
say
look
this.
better now, though.
Nah,
It's
I
the best he's
said
ever looked.
I say this. That's not a foregone conclusion no more. It's not a foregone Kobe White's up out of here no more because I tell you what, uh,
man, what?
hey, hear me out on this. Alex Caruso been living up to
Mid.
that. You know what I mean?
He been
But
mid.
Hey,
on a
listen.
championship
I'll
team,
admit.
if a championship team needs that one piece to go out there and be a
Hold on.
stopper, he's the guy that's going to get you the most.
Hold
So
on.
I'm not saying that you don't get rid of Kobe. I'm not saying you do get rid of Kobe. I'm saying it's not a 100% foregone conclusion.
I'm saying this.
Let me get this super chat real quick though. Super chat, shout out to
Oh
John.
yeah, you good. My
Oh,
fault, bro.
dang, I almost said I thought that said something completely different. Josh Shin, you
Slow
got to
down.
pronounce that name
Slow
well, bro.
down.
Should they do with Zach what the Lakers did with Russ? Give him minutes, but let him come off the bench and lead the shock troops to avoid these droughts. Well, first off, they do that. That's what staggering is. That's literally what staggering is. And Zach LaVine, right? Like Zach LaVine had a poor shooting night. Zach LaVine was being aggressive, getting to the bucket. Zach LaVine got downhill, got to the free throw line, right? The jump shot just didn't fall. Zach LaVine absolutely can. We know he'll be able to shoot the ball. We know he's a guy that can knock down shots. I'm okay with that. I think what we saw tonight though is very indicative of the result that ends up in the stat sheet. And I'll ask y'all if this is the option that you want. And I'm telling y'all, with Ringo, I said it on the live. They froze DeMar out a little bit. Not freezing him out like you're not a part of the team, but freezing him out like I'm gonna move the ball and find the open man. And they found P. Will wide open. They found Iota Sumu wide open. They found Nikola Vucevic down low. They found Zach LaVine open. They found DJJ cutting. Then DeRozan was a part of that system that found DJJ cutting. They got more guys involved. You bring up the double digits by essentially kind of like turning their back on DeMar at times and being like, yeah, you're not gonna get this ball.
I mean,
Is that the kind of offense that it's going to take for you to see these young guys take that step? And I know it sounds crazy to say, but like, I wouldn't be mad at that because it's like, I know DeMar DeRozan, if he gets to he's got 4 spots on the court. He's going to make a jump shot. Free throw line, top right wing, corner, back to the basket, right corner back to the basket, left corner back to the basket. Those are spots.
I let
absolutely.
I let Steph take the first crack.
Yeah, but basically what I was saying about that, right, was at the end of the day, because Pat brought up the point, Zach may be the odd man now. I took the stance of if they're going to do that, DeMar would be the odd man out simply because I know that he wants his shot, but it's the same thing I told Pat. It's not about touches right now. The Bulls ain't over 500. So we trying to get touches or we trying to win games. Like I think that's simply what it comes down to. Like if the game has to simply run through Vooch and then everybody passes the ball around and then DeMar gets what he has to get in certain situations, that's what it has to be. Because at the end of the day, we know that this team is capable of beating these top tier teams. We also know that they're capable of beating the bottom tier teams. But at the same time, it's like, yo, we need to win these games. We need to buy in defensively, and you need to somewhat buy in offensively if we're going to get where we have to go. Like, we understand that Lonzo is not here right now, but this formula that Billy cooked up for us works. Like, they dropped 121 tonight. Pat even said it. In the loss, they had 134 points. This formula works. So if you're not getting the ball, you know, like it's just gonna have to be what it is.
I'm gonna say this. Like I agree that, and this is what I was hinting towards in early in that Cleveland game, it was like, hey, I saw moments where it was like the DeMar show in a time where we didn't need that.
Yeah.
And so now you look at what happens when you don't go the DeMar show early in the game, and look what happens. You got multiple people who made themselves a threat. And so, like, contrary to popular belief, because I see J-Mar in the chat, so I'm gonna specifically go to J-Mar because you know, like, blah, blah, blah.
hey, he been trying to cook you all night. I'm not gonna.
He's been trying to. I don't know why. J-Mar like bothering me. It's okay though. Hey, I'm gonna live rent free in your head for the rest of your life. It's okay. I'm Joel Embiid and you Andre Drummond. It's all right. But the one thing
the one thing I would say, you Andre Drummond is wild.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is this: like, the best basketball is basketball that takes advantage of the mismatches. And so, a good game plan is one that caters toward where you're strong at, where the other team is weak at. Many times we saw that we didn't play through that. We saw that, hey, we got two guys that could probably get a bucket that may be slightly better than your two guys who can get a bucket. And we're going to shoot it out and see what happens. Like, that's what we've been seeing, but we haven't been seeing collectively team ball and stuff like that. The reason why that's important to say, and I use this team because they've been dominant so long, but when you see a team play really good basketball, you don't even look at the stat sheet. Let's be honest. How many times did you see Golden State cooking people? You be like, well, how much does Steph get? Or did you sit there and be like, well, they cooking. Anybody could have cooked that day. Anybody. Like, how many times did you really sit there and be like,
nah, that's a fact.
Like, you just knew as a unit, that's a hard team to beat.
Yeah,
like it's a unicorn of sorts, because if you look at the Nets, if the Nets blow a team out, you instantly think KD gave him 50 or Kyrie gave him 30. Like, you instantly think that, even if that's the case.
Actually, just both.
Hey,
yeah, or both.
And the crazy thing is, Seth will give you a smooth 25.
So I mean, this whole stretch they've been going on, you've been seeing a lot more of the others chip in and make a name for yourself, and that's what you need. But realistically, that's the type of basketball you want. Now, are you going to get that type of basketball if every time I come down, I got the Carmelo effect? I'm going to get you in this post, shimmy, turn around, fade. Like, we know exactly what the move is. Yep. Or I'm a left-hand drive, scoop underneath and try to get to the cup for the end one. Like, we know exactly what DeMar is going to do every time he gets the ball. The whole league knows. You just can't stop it. Are you going to develop people and make everyone a threat just solely focusing on that? No.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you do need to go ahead and ice them out a little bit. You need to get everyone else involved.
Or, to your Melo point, are you Jeremy Linning Patrick Williams? Are you Jeremy Linning Ayo Dosunmu? Why did Jeremy Lin stop cooking?
Well, because Melo came documented back. Jeremy Lin was hurt.
No,
I mean, not Jeremy Lin was hurt, but Melo was hurt.
No.
He was taking a shot away from Melo, and Melo wanted them shots back.
Melo wanted his shots back.
Okay, but
Jeremy Lin was cooking, and Melo was like, "Hey, brother, this ain't your city.
It's like, hey,
give
young
me
fella,
my shots back." And the coach said, "Give him his shots back." And Jeremy Lin did get hurt after he left New York, but he was never the same player. And very much like Kidd got talked about at the beginning of this, right? Pigeonholed into a role. Jeremy Lin was a one-on-one cook show. He cooked Kobe. And here's the thing. Like, a lot of them people, right, everybody was like, they didn't have no tape on Lin. They didn't know, but Kobe knew what Jeremy Lin was going to do.
Yeah.
Kobe knew what Jeremy Lin was going to
do. Kobe knew what it was. But you know what he was trying to do? Remember when Eric Bledsoe was getting cooked by Terry Rozier, and he was trying to act like he didn't know who he was? And in that playoff series, he knew who he was.
You know what? I use a better analogy. I think this is a better analogy. Is this like Scotty getting? Is this like him getting a Scotty treatment?
Getting coached a little bit.
Like Scotty was a much better player than he could have shown with Michael Jordan. He really was. I mean, we don't have to, we're not rewriting history just to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, but when you got Michael Jordan there, you feed Michael Jordan the ball. Like, I don't know. I understand you want to be great. That's
different offenses, though. Different offenses, though. You know what I mean? Like, they're very different offenses. You weren't running offenses that were going to set you up to have really more than one scorer in the. Unless you had a Magic Johnson, a point guard, right, that was going to get everybody involved. You didn't have offenses that were, and the Bulls definitely weren't running it.
In Jordan's era, you played through the big man. He
Yeah.
was one of the first to change who you play through.
Hey, which by the way, we can go back to the other thing. By the way, I mean we can go back to playing through the big man because it seemed like since Jordan left, we've been trying to find a guard ever since then. It's like, hey, we ain't got to do that
to
again.
the big man.
Go find your dude that's 7 feet tall. Go find your dude that's 7 feet tall. He down low. You know what I mean?
But my last point, and then I'm gonna bow out gracefully. Like,
yeah, I got a dip too. I got a dip because I got locked on. So go ahead.
Yeah.
My last point to this is ultimately like, we have to really start thinking of this as the business of basketball and how that impacts a game and a game plan, and not just Billy don't know how to do this. Billy don't know. I've said it many a times. You cannot say fourth pick of the draft, young player, develop him alongside, let my star player become a star, let DeMar do you. It don't work that way. You don't believe me? Look at Golden State. Who was a draft pick? James Wiseman. You still ain't seen him really cook. Now he was injured, but when he's back in the lineup, you don't really see him. Right? It took some players.
I don't know about that one.
All I'm gonna say,
Wise might be cheeks. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wise might be cheeks.
Wise is not cheeks. He's on a team where they don't need him like that. Like, they don't need him. They've never really had a dominant big man. He has potential to be a dominant big man. Like, Wiseman could be Andre Ayton. If you don't believe me, go watch the film. He could be Andre Ayton for sure. But he ain't gonna have that opportunity on Golden State. Golden State needs a JaVale McGee, Kevon Looney. They need somebody that, hey, your role, what's your role? You know who to set the pick for, to get this board, who to kick it out to. Occasionally, you're going to get your time to shine. That's what you need to do. That's their system. That's how it's set up. It's guard-oriented. They ain't developed a lot of young players yet until people start getting hurt. And that's why everybody's trying to cook Steve Kerr. We're going to really see what his chops are now that he has to develop these young players, because he ain't had to. That ain't been an agenda. They ain't the people who got paid. It's hard for you to sit there and say, hey, Billy, why ain't we winning, when it's like, yo, you want me to evaluate this? You want me to do that? Like, Billy's in a really tough spot. I don't know if people really want to acknowledge that or not, but like, you can't expect him to give Zach the green light and be inconsistent with DeMar doing what he's doing and develop people at the same time while Vooch is giving you a double-double every night.
Hey, look, what I can expect, what I can expect from Billy though, and then I do got to dip because I got to go do lockdown. What I can expect from Billy though is, you were here to be a part of the selection of P. Will, and spoke highly of him in the draft process, which tells me that you really wanted him. Not you, I'm saying Billy Donovan. I said Billy Donovan. Hey, Kid was like,
bro,
me.
What live you watching? I was like, who the heck is that guy?
No. I'm saying Billy Donovan. Billy was here for that. Hey, if you believe in this dude enough to say yes, let's draft him at the number 4 pick overall, you could find him 10 shots. You can find him 10. I'm not saying he need. I'm not saying he need to have 15, 20 shots like most 4th picks in the draft do. I'm not saying that because you don't have the team where he should get that. But you finding shots for dudes that ain't.
He ain't finding shots for dudes. They taking shots because they open, and P. Will wasn't. P. Will's a defensive-minded player first. I don't care if nobody say I looked at the tape. I looked at the tape. I went back because I've been watching. I was like, who was he in college? He wasn't the guy that we need him to be offensively because how inconsistent we was, because we had no real direction. That's just all I'm saying. It's a lot bigger.
No, I agree with you. If you go look at my reaction video of what I do, I said, well, I can see why teams would take him. I wouldn't take him at 4.
Florida State was a defensive team.
And then I said, but the Bulls might. I literally was like, I wouldn't take him at 4, but the Bulls might. I wanted Devin Vassell though. I still wanted Devin Vassell. I don't care what nobody say. I love Devin Vassell. That boy,
but you know what though? It's better. I think it's better that Devin Vassell didn't come here.
Nah, but Devin Vassell next to Zach LaVine would have been disgusting.
I guess they wanted to know.
Hey, I
what
guess
would
we'll never
happen.
know.
We'll never know.
I
Hey,
guess
Pat,
we'll
you gotta get
never
up out of
know.
here, bro.
Hey, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love with us as you guys always do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports daily. We'll be live. Do we have a back-to-back
We
here?
play Philly on
No,
Friday,
Friday.
bro. Don't
Play
worry about
Philly
it.
on Friday. Thank God, because I need a nap. So we play Philly on Friday. Appreciate you guys for showing love as you guys always do. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.Kidd, and the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan Adon. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.